It's like your favourite outfit. A touch of glamour, something to fit any occasion. And gives you confidence Monday to Friday. Especially when you've got important guests. I'll be there. And some familiar faces are bound to drop in. So, it's a date for tonight then, at 5:30.
Make sure you're on time to meet Christine and the team for tonight from next Monday at the new time of 5:30, just ahead of calendar at 6 on Yorkshire. Find out what the region's weather has in store. That's after tonight's roundup.
Good evening and welcome to Calendar. Coming up tonight, the bride in court accused of being drunk and disorderly at her own wedding. And from beefcake to pop steaks, we meet the bulls tackling the world of showbiz. A bride has been telling a court in Sheffield how she spent her wedding night in jail after her wedding reception ended in a mass brawl. It's claimed Michelle Darcier assaulted 5 police officers as they struggled to handcuff her in front of her guests.
Bride Michelle Darcier arrived at court to relive the day her wedding turned into a nightmare. Sheffield Magistrates Court was told that her actual marriage to Scott Scars and Mark Thompson went off as planned, but what should have been the happiest day of her life went horribly wrong when guests met at the office pub for the reception. The bride's father and her new husband's stepfather began fighting. Food was thrown all around the room. Officers with dogs were called to break up the brawl. One eyewitness told how 5 officers dragged Michelle to the floor in an attempt to handcuff her. The court was told that the fight began when someone threw a pint of beer and trifle at the bride, who retaliated by throwing a half pint glass back. Michelle Darcier, seen here with her husband Mark Thompson, denies assaulting police and being drunk and disorderly. The court will hear more details of her disastrous wedding when the case continues tomorrow.
A second man has appeared in court in connection with the death of Humberside police worker Kirsty Carver. John Lindley, who's 26 and from Hull, is accused of helping to dispose of Kirsty's body. He was remanded in custody for a week. The 22-year-old was discovered in a shallow grave last April. Another man, Craig Belcher, is currently on trial at Sheffield Crown Court, accused of her murder. The jury in what's become known as the Head in Concrete trial has been hearing evidence from a forensic expert. Mark Bates of South Yorkshire Police described finding bloodstains around the house shared by Susan Craven and her live-in partner Kenneth Peatfield, who's accused of her murder. He said the stains indicated the victim was first attacked in the dining room. Susan's head was found in a concrete block in the garage. Peatfield denies murder. Mine workers from our region have won their test case over working hours. The Pit Deputies Union, NACODS, claimed its members were being asked to work too many hours by RJB Mining. It argued at the High Court that the firm was defying new regulations which limit the working week to 48 hours, claiming there's a link between long hours and accidents. The company, based at Harworth near Doncaster, is considering an appeal. The pilot who saved Leeds United from tragedy when their plane's engine caught fire is to receive an award for his bravery. The team's plane nosedived onto the runway at Stansted Airport during a dramatic emergency landing last March. Experts said the aircraft would have exploded mid-air if pilot John Hackett hadn't acted so quickly. Now he's to receive a bravery award in London next week. Moving on to tonight's football, and in the Premiership, Sheffield Wednesday lost 2-1 to Wimbledon. The game was overshadowed when Wimbledon manager Joe Kinnear suffered a heart attack before the match. He's said to be in a comfortable condition in hospital. Meanwhile, in tonight's Yorkshire derby, Bradford scored the winner against Barnsley, the only goal of the game, 15 minutes from time, when Gordon Watson guided in a precise header. It puts Bradford back into second place in the First Division. And finally, news of a brotherly combination that's crossed over from rugby to pop music. Kiwi duo Robbie and Henry Paul team up during the day for Bradford Bulls, but at night they formed a different type of partnership. They've joined up with a local group to record their own version of the hit song Ain't No Stopping Us Now, to be released in time for the start of the new season this weekend. Shouldn't sound surprised, but it's actually rather good, isn't it? That's it for tonight. Don't forget to join Mike and Krista for Calendar tomorrow. That's at the usual time of 5 to 6. Before that, our breakfast bulletins start just after 6 in the morning in GMTV. For now, good night.
YTV Weather is sponsored by Yorkshire Electricity.
Hello again, good evening. Well, the unsettled and showery weather is set to stay with us, I'm afraid, at least for the time being. It'll also start to feel colder as this area of low pressure starts to transfer eastwards, introducing colder northwesterly winds. For tonight, well, at the moment, there's a good deal of dry weather around, just a few showers over the Pennines. Cloud is expected to thicken, though, over parts of North and West Yorkshire with outbreaks of rain. Temperatures tonight down to 2 Celsius, winds light and from the northwest. So the sun rises tomorrow morning at 6:47. It sets again tomorrow evening at 5:50. Well, tomorrow a split. There'll be a good deal of dry, even bright weather, especially for parts of Lincolnshire, Norfolk, generally around the Wash. Elsewhere, I think we're looking at rather more in the way of cloud and occasional outbreaks of rain, which will affect all parts in the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow up to around 8 Celsius, and that's 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds remaining moderate and from the northwest. Have a very good night. Sleep well. Here's the summary.